that the villa is abandoned. It's been, I think, because the FBI are in federal court right now for the treasure, like, but the federal court's just trying to determine if they did an illegal dig, because there were like eyewitnesses and people that heard digging and like large equipment, like overnight, like they dug up the treasure without like people, they didn't want people to find out because they stole it. So they're just trying to determine if they actually did the dig, but in court. But I think like when that all started is when Christopher like abandoned the villa and he hasn't been back. So if I die or if I'm injured, like the the Italian authorities, like there's like the Italian ambassador, her name is Maria Angela Zappia. Like I told her like she would be a good person to like get in contact with, and also Alexis Wagner. And you know, if anything happens to her, that's like really not a good sign either. So I'm worried about Alexis's safety as well, because what happened like with Christopher, it's really not good, because yeah, that could even be kind of like a sexual assault, that, and then with the stolen money. And so besides the spying, and he did spy on her, he stalked her online, and he found her, and then he tapped her phone and then got interested in her and approached her for like a sexual like sugar baby, sugar daddy relationship, using an alias. And George also used an alias, and they showed me like that all the people that he sold the gold to, like he sold it at a discount, so they were all really happy. And like he got hosted some like really fancy meals in like Saudi Arabia, and like, you know, really traditional, where they're all sitting down and like sharing from the same plate. So that, you know, it's like a really big offense, that he like betrayed them like that. Like he's because he interrogated Saddam, and you know, that's whatever. Not, you don't do that in Saudi Arabia. You don't go to Saudi Arabia and like trick those people and like befriend them and then sit with them and share, eat off the same plate, and like do that, like deceive them like that. That just what he did could start a war. Like, and you know, even the Turkey thing, like Dubai, I think he did more in like the souks, like the gold souks. Like, there's a lot of them. So, I mean, all of those owners, like, will probably remember him going through. He's a pretty recognizable guy. Like, he's very tall, very handsome. He's not somebody that you're gonna like forget that easily. If he walks through with like a suitcase of gold, you're gonna remember him. So whatever, even like the customs workers in Dubai and Turkey and Saudi Arabia, they'll remember, because they wiped everything, like all of the custom declarations, and like his facial recognition is like completely wiped from all of their databases. But the workers will remember, and the gold souk owners. And then he like provided the gold for like a crazy luxury wedding that's like, you know, like one of those like $10 million weddings, like and I'm pretty sure, like they showed me, it was like an Afghan and Turkish couple. But yeah, he sold the gold really cheap, like it was like maybe like up to half off. Like he sold it at a really good price. And but the thing that they did is like they didn't clean it properly. Like after they got it out of the pit, it was dirty. They were all cleaning the treasure. They had certain people, like they gave the jobs to certain people, like it's so crazy. But yeah, they used like polishes, I was shown, and like they didn't clean it off well, and then people noticed, and like they were like they noticed that they didn't really know what they were doing with with the gold. It's like, I don't know, you have all this gold and like you're not even like handling it properly. Like, how did you get all of this? Uh, I have no idea what I was shown with George with the suitcases is like, I think he like said it was a gift, like something like that, which is, I don't even know how he fucking got it through, but he's like such a smooth talker and he's so attractive and like, you know, that's, dude, as much as like being attractive, like for a male or a female, like really helps. And I like George is like very, very attractive and like yeah, I think that that's helped him a lot, like to get away with a lot of shit um in his like career, and like also, yeah, with his wife too. Like, I was shown that George was like super abusive to his wife, and like they became like estranged at the beginning of COVID because he just like beat the shit out of her, and like the neighbors heard because they lived in a condo, and he used to choke her a lot during sex. Like, that's like his vice, is like choking. But she would always like tell him it's too much, like stop, and like he never would be able to really stop doing that. And yeah, he beat the shit out of her, and they're not like divorced, I don't think, but they're estranged, separated, and she's all the way in California and he's in Florida. Um, so yeah, I was shown about that with George, and then yeah, later I was shown about all what he did with the treasure. And then I was shown that because of what he did with the treasure, they are gonna do like some kind of medical emergency on him. Like, he's getting like a heart attack, but he's doing jujitsu. He's like, I think he's 60 or older, and like he does train really hard. Like, he's doing jujitsu like every day for hours every day, and I think it will, like, especially with the vaccine, and like so many people get heart attacks like from that now. It's like um it's not gonna look anything like weird, but um it's just because it was so bad what happened, like and now with the drone and Israel, and like, you know, they just don't want that story to come out, like, because people will eventually like recognize him, and like he's also like done a lot of interviews, and there's a lot of like footage of him already up on YouTube, which it sounds so unbelievable. It sounds like I just made it up, like, because how could you be so dumb? Like, because people have already called him, he's like the most famous FBI agent. Like, he's the celebrity FBI agent, is like what people have referred to him as. So, but I do think he just got like really greedy, and he knew he could do it because he speaks the language, and he knew that they would buy it, like, and he could get rid of it quickly, and he wanted the money because he would get more money if he did it himself, like, you know. Um, and so I think that's why he took the risk, and like, because he's so goddamn attractive and like charismatic, and like they all trusted him and were like, but really, like, Christopher should have fucking put his foot down and been like, no, you're not going over there. No, Christopher agreed, and then he got his cybersecurity team to clean up after. So that, what they did is really put our country at like a huge national security risk. They didn't foresee that when they were doing that, because that happened like, you know, around the pandemic.